Well, good afternoon, everyone. We are in the middle of a lunch break here in the school day, and I'm sitting here with Michael Snyder, the gentleman you saw on the video yesterday, getting a nice big fat PR on his clean. Missed the jerk, unfortunately, but we're going to work on that. And we're going to kind of resurrect something that we used to do a while ago, and that was interview some members of Steelworks CrossFit's movement program, which is our youth program here. And we're going to ask Mike a couple questions. No pressure, nothing to be afraid of. And we're going to find out a little bit about yourself and your experience here at the program. So first, tell the viewers a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what are some of your interests in and outside of school.
Well, I'm from South Philadelphia, born and raised. I'm still here. I never lived anywhere else besides South Philadelphia. I wasn't always physically active, but I got beat up one time outside of school, and so I started lifting weights to try to look bigger. And then that doesn't really work. You still don't really have. There's a difference between lifting weights and functional strength, which is what my dad taught me. And so I took up boxing and jiu-jitsu, a little bit of wrestling. But I never really had enough time for that every single day to just go to the gym and do that. And I think my sophomore year, I realized you had a CrossFit program here.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see much into it, but this year, I'm a junior, and I took it, and I absolutely love it. I think it's awesome.
Great. How did you become involved in this program? How did you get your start? What made you? You said like last year you were like, I really don't think this is anything worthwhile, and then this year you've been coming pretty consistently. Why? What explains that?
Well, I like being physically active, like consistently physically active, but when you go to the gym, you see other people working out, they'll just want to target like a group of muscles, and their workouts, they get stronger through those certain workouts. Maybe they can do pull-ups one day, and if they keep doing it, they'll do 30 within a month. But what I realized with CrossFit when doing it was almost every physical activity I've done has been a lot easier, and that it's actually improving my physical health and strength overall, with not just the workout, but everything.
So it's transferred across different types of sports that you do. And you still do jiu-jitsu?
I've been doing it less frequently because of school, but yes, I still do it.
Do you know? So you would say that when you are performing jiu-jitsu, you notice what do you notice?
My grip has been stronger. I have more, I forgot that term that you told me, but when you hold a muscle, you just hold it there.
That isometric strength.
Isometric strength, that's increased a lot. And my overall strength and performance has increased.
Okay, great. So let's take us back to earlier this year when you first started. What are some memories you have when you first started working out here? What were some of the initial challenges that you faced?
I've never been on gymnastics rings, but it was kind of funny that a week before I joined the CrossFit program, my dad was looking at the Olympics, and he thought the Olympic rings were pretty cool. The gymnastic rings were pretty cool. And the first foundation course I had the gymnastics rings, which I thought was cool, and my first time doing it. One of the most difficult workouts I've ever done. I've never done anything like that, and I thought it was really cool.
Okay. What did you say was one of your initial challenges getting into this program? Or when you're here, what did you think of when you first started was the hardest thing that you had to do? Was it gymnastics rings that you would say? Or, it sounds like you really, really liked that experience, but what were some things you were like, oh God, not this again?
The snatches. I really wasn't good at Olympic lifting. I've never done Olympic lifting before CrossFit ever. And I would see other people just snatching weight a lot higher than mine, and I wouldn't understand how to do that because I didn't even understand the mechanics of Olympic lifting.
Sure. Would you say that's gotten better?
Yeah.
I would say that after you can clean 175, there's still some form that needs some work, but I think you've come a heck of a long way. Cool. Now, obviously, the second half of our classes usually we'll do some kind of a conditioning workout. Walk me through like your mental approach or your train of thought when you're experiencing those conditioning workouts, or or even a heavy strength workout such as 5x5 with heavy back squats. How do you approach your lifts and how do you approach workouts?
When I first start, I'm confident because I just started the workout. I don't feel like I'm tired or exhausted. But halfway to the end where it starts getting hard and my muscles are tired, I like to pretend that I'm a big jerk, that I can handle all the weight.
Okay, you're a big jerk. I like that. I've never heard anyone say that. That's fine. Keep going.
I just like to pretend I'm this big giant jerk that can do almost anything and take on the world, because I kind of need that confidence so I can have enough control over myself to tell myself that the weight isn't heavy, that I can do it.
Okay, great. What would you say is your favorite movement that we do here? Whether it's a lift, whether it's walking on your hands, whether it's, I don't know, anything. What's your most favorite movement?
Let's see. My favorite that we've been doing are the jerks. I like them. I think it's kind of cool to just
Like
jump.
split jerks?
Yeah,
Okay.
split jerks. I think they're really cool just to have all that weight up there and just hold it.
Cool. And your least favorite movement?
Least favorite movement. Do I have to choose? I don't think I have a least favorite movement. I think they're all.
What's one movement you seem to struggle with the most?
I think it's between the kipping pull-up and the snatch.
Okay. Both actually very technical movements. One a little bit more so than the other, but yeah, kipping pull-ups can be difficult when you first start, and we don't practice them very much, obviously. Okay. A last question I have for you today, Mike. I've noticed some changes, some swagger, a little bit more confidence. But in your own words, how do you think the movement program at Steelworks CrossFit has helped you become a better person? What do you think is the biggest improvement in your life that you see? And this doesn't have to be simply physically related. It can be anything, any avenue of your life that's changed for the better.
Usually when the crowd that I hang out with, they might judge people, and I might judge someone walking down the street, but I used to think that being big or being really scrawny actually made a difference. But when you see big bodybuilders and like someone like a UFC fighter or a CrossFit athlete, the size comparison is completely different. But the workouts each person can do are like CrossFit. They can do so many more different movements than a bodybuilder. To me, a bodybuilder puts things up and puts them down, picks them up and puts them down. And that's what they train their body to do. And that's how they get this big, bulky, cosmetic muscle that I feel won't benefit someone more athletic that has to do like a lot of running, like football or something. And I just feel that CrossFit is a great program, and that people who do it, like, I feel it just makes them happier. Like, I don't know why.
Why is that? You saying happier? I mean, I've seen your face in the middle of some workouts. You don't look very happy. But you say that this particular methodology produces happiness. Why is that, in your opinion?
Well, usually when I see people at the gym or anywhere doing strenuous workouts, they do high intensity, maybe low rep, and long periods of resting. And they seem like they're just straining themselves to do like this one workout. Maybe if it's like bicep curls, like they're straining on their last set, and that's what they came to the gym for, to mainly work on their biceps. But for CrossFit, it's like you do 3 reps of that, 15 reps of another workout, and then 10 reps of something else. And you're just doing sometimes AMRAP, as many rounds as possible. And since you're just moving so much, and doing a different workout gives your previous workout, like the muscles you were working out during the first workout, have a little bit of time to recover while you're doing your second workout, but you just keep moving. And I just feel after everything, like my first workout, during every workout, even though like I get used to the warm-ups in CrossFit, I'm always dead by the end of the whole workout. I'm completely exhausted and just dead. And I feel like I accomplished something, and that if it's benefiting me outside of just doing 20 pull-ups, that I could run longer and faster and not be out of breath, I just feel happier because it's transferring over to my everyday life, where I could just live more laid back and take a less strenuous approach. Not strenuous approach. Take a less
tense approach towards life. Just know that things will come, and challenges will arise, and you'll be able to conquer them as much as you would in a workout.
Yeah.
Cool. I lied. I have one more question for you.
Okay.
What would you say to someone who's on the fence about becoming a part of this program here? What would you say to someone who's looking at the movement program, or someone who's looking to go in the general program for Steelworks CrossFit, what would you say to them to convince them?
I'm not familiar with the general program.
That's the program that we have right now.
This program.
Yeah.
And someone who just started CrossFit.
Someone who is thinking about starting.
I would ask them what they're looking for in their body. Do they want to be fit, or do they want to have big muscles just to look nice? And from then on, I would tell them what they should do. Well, I wouldn't tell them to do it, but I would suggest the better option. If it's to get big cosmetic muscle, you might as well just lift weights. But if you want to,
So we don't lift weights here?
we lift weights, but it's not just 50 reps of the same thing to get a big, tense, big giant muscle that isn't used to anything else besides lifting weights.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What other information would you like to share to the whole wide world out there that's watching your every movement right now and hanging on your every word?
What I was saying about how my strength transfers over to my real life, like, I remember this one early on in the movement program, we were supposed to do handstand push-ups, but A-frames. I couldn't do a handstand push-up, and so I did the A-frames. But a month after that, when we didn't even do handstand push-ups, like through any workout, we did them again, and I found that I could do them. I could do more than one, so it's kind of cool how different workouts, the strength you gain from some workouts can transfer into many different other workouts. Sometimes you don't even see how they are connected, but you see it. It's kind of cool.
Okay. Michael Snyder, ball so hard. Wonderful job.
Thank you.